5 witnesses during the 3-month trial, they returned a guilty verdict.
I couldn't understand how they could arrive at a guilty verdict. They obviously hadn't been listening to the defence. There was no evidence whatsoever against Petrina.
When Petrina was convicted of killing David, I tried very hard, and I think I succeeded, to keep an open mind and leave that to the courts.
The guilty manslaughter verdict had been unanimous. At the end of the trial, Judge Gordon told the defendant, "You will have to live for the rest of your life with what you've done." After 9 years with no suggestion of harm to David, there has to be some force, incomprehensible to me and most people, driving a mother to behave towards their own child as you did to David.
It remains a mystery to the defence as to who it was that killed David Stocker.
The fact that she was prosecuted for manslaughter and not murder means that the judicial system accepted that she probably didn't mean to kill David. David died as a result of what she did, and what she must be feeling now must be horrendous.
Who would believe that a mother will harm her own child? It's completely unbelievable.
Staff in the hospital have been deeply upset by David's death. We look after extremely seriously ill children, often who we can do little or nothing for. It's almost a greater tragedy to lose a child who was actually normal.
The case of David Stocker sent repercussions throughout the medical community.
Today, officials at Great Ormond Street Hospital have had to defend themselves from blame.
Great Ormond Street Hospital says the basis of our work is the child first and always. The vast majority of parents love their sick children. They want to be with them and to help with their care. Working with parents in partnership is central to what we do. Unfortunately, though, child abuse exists, and fabricated or induced illness, FII, is a particularly complex form of abuse to identify.
Great Ormond Street Hospital's internal review implemented 34 recommendations to improve security, staff training, and the protection of children. And the observation of a child should also include anything that goes into that child, especially storage feeds.
No one could see the pictures of David struggling to make a recovery in the hospital, chronically fatigued, largely unable to move his limbs. Nobody could look at that scene, whether they be defending or prosecuting the case, without being thoroughly moved. Equally, there was no more tragic a condition or position than Petrina Stocker being convicted and said to be guilty of killing her child.
Petrina Stocker was sentenced to 5 years in jail for killing David. After the trial, 2 further examples emerged where Petrina Stocker was thought to have fabricated her own illness. As she maintained her innocence throughout, we may never know what caused her to take the life of her son.
The whole karate group will never ever forget David, because what we did, we actually put together the David Stocker Memorial Award. The main one is Student of the Year, and it's on a big shield with David Stocker Memorial Student of the Year Award. And a different student gets it every year and their name gets put on the shield.